It's Chad Howse here, and I've got a video for you about how society is trying to ruin your manhood. So we're going to jump right into this. So we obviously have a more feminized society than we ever have before. They're trying to say that men and women are much different. They're trying to blur the genders. They're trying to tell men to not be strong, aggressive, dangerous, things that men need to be useful. They're creating things like this patriarchy and all this nonsense. So there is a social aspect to how society is trying to ruin your manhood and trying to remove your manhood. But we'll get into that in another video. Right now we're going to talk about how society is literally not set up for men. How our modern society is degrading manhood, and we're seeing it both in male sperm count reduction, a 60% drop since the 70s, and in testosterone production. We've dropped by over half since in the late 1980s. And this drop in testosterone is happening at over 1%, and it's happening every year. So we're on a steep decline with our male hormones. That should scare the crap out of you. That should force you into action. So why do you need high testosterone levels? Testosterone is your male hormone. It's responsible for your increased strength and muscle mass versus your female counterparts, our wonderful female counterparts. More body hair, different attributes, more aggression, sometimes more ambition, more daring, more aptitude to take risk. These are all masculine traits that are fueled by testosterone. But testosterone also helps with body composition. It's hard to have high testosterone levels and be fat, so testosterone also helps you lose body fat, helps you gain muscle, helps you reduce depression, helps you reduce the likelihood of experiencing heart disease and certain cancers. So testosterone for men is vital and necessary. Also helps with sex drive, very important. One scary fact is your grandfather's testosterone levels were a lot higher than yours, statistically speaking. So what is it that is hurting our testosterone levels? There's two things we're going to look at here, two or three. The last one is the most important, so stay on for that. That's the one that's really hurting our testosterone levels as men. But let's look at the main culprits. One is radiation. A bunch of studies they've done about the effects of carrying your cell phone in your pocket. Don't carry it in your pocket. Don't put your laptop on your lap. It'll lower your testosterone levels and it'll lower your sperm count. You want to keep these things away from your balls, which is where you produce the majority of your testosterone levels, or majority of testosterone running through your body. So as radiation is more around us, what will that affect us? We don't know yet. Right now, these devices, the studies they've done, are putting them next to each other, next to your balls, next to sperm, seeing if this kills the sperm and so forth. And it does. So what happens when radiation is everywhere, when we have this 5G stuff? What's going to happen to our testosterone levels then? Don't know, but it's pretty frightening. Next, if you look at electromagnetic fields. So they did a study in a university in Asia. They compared 77 men who work at a power plant that generates electricity with 77 controls with low occupational exposure to electromagnetic fields. In short, the researchers then analyzed how each of the power plant workers used electrical devices and so forth, as well as years of mobile phone usage. And what they found was significant effects on testosterone levels and your testosterone to estrogen ratio. So electromagnetic fields, radiation, all these things, you just got to watch out for it. The biggest culprit, the one I mentioned at the beginning, the biggest culprit, so we see that we're more dependent on technology than ever before. It's all around us. This technology isn't necessarily good for men. For one, it actively hurts your testosterone levels and your sperm count. Two, men need to be in nature. We need to be hunting, gathering. That's our natural human state. That is what it is to be a man. That's how men live. That's how we've evolved. Like, being fat is not a natural human state. There were no fat humans in hunter-gatherer societies because there couldn't be. Even in modern hunter-gatherer societies, you're not going to find fat men because they're useless. You're also going to find 0 cases of depression in a modern hunter-gatherer society. So you're not going to turn your back on society, but you want to alter it a bit. So you're doing things that humans need to do. One of the things you got to do is get rid of chemicals. This is the biggest culprit to this decline in testosterone. The chemicals, as well as increasingly sedentary life. We're on our asses more than ever. Men are active. Men need to be pursuing things. We need to be out in nature. It's not natural to be sitting on our asses all the time. But it's also not natural to be surrounded by plastics. Things like BPA. You're going to find estrogenic plastics or chemical estrogens in your deodorant, your shampoo, plastics, cleaning products, sunscreen, cologne, all these different things that we have surrounding us in our toothpastes, toothbrushes because of the plastic that makes up the material. We're surrounded by things that hurt our testosterone levels. When we're babies, we're put in plastic incubators. Very dangerous. That's where we're more susceptible to stuff like this. Anyway, you want to get rid of these plastics. Down below, I will make a list for you of what to avoid and send you to another article of a bunch of things that you want to avoid as far as chemicals and what you want to look for on the labels. Not everything's bad, and there's a lot more options thanks to capitalism for natural products like deodorants, shampoos, and all that stuff. A couple steps to take right now. Don't carry your cell phone in your pocket. Don't put your laptop on your lap. Don't carry your food in a plastic container. Don't drink water out of a plastic water bottle. Glass is best. Now, the other factors. What researchers all over the world have found is that modern society appears to not be good for men, both in the plastics, the radiation, and in how we're living. Men are utilitarian. We need to have some purpose. We need to be strong, athletic, and we need to be moving a lot. We are not sedentary beings. It goes against our nature to be so, and the more sedentary we are, the higher our body fat increases, and body fat is very estrogenic. You do not want to have any body fat around your waist. You don't want to be able to grab an inch or two around your waist, because that means your body's carrying too much estrogen, because estrogen hides in body fat in men. What can you do? Again, get off your ass. You're not going to turn your back on society. You're not going to not have a cell phone. You're not going to not have a laptop. You're not going to not work at a computer. You're not going to not drive. But you just have to be more active, and you have to do stuff that men do. Hike, hunt, get out in nature, shoot guns, go fishing. Plan these things in your day all the time just to live a more human, quote-unquote, lifestyle. We spent thousands upon thousands of years living a certain way, and in the last 50 to 100 years, well, especially the last 30 to 40 years, that completely turned around. We are not evolved to be sitting on our butts all day. We need exercise. We need to be active. We need to be living adventurous, daring lives to feel like we're alive. Our depression levels are way too high in our society, and things have never been easier. Maybe that is something to look at. Maybe your life shouldn't be easier. Maybe we should struggle more. Maybe we should be more physically active. Maybe we should feel more physical pain. Maybe we should be out in the elements more. Regardless, we just have to live more like men. Get rid of the chemicals, do the stuff with the cell phone, but really get out there and get active. I talk about this and a lot more in my book, The Man Diet. You can get a free copy down below, or just head to themandietbook.com. I go over diet, how to eat like a man to naturally increase your testosterone levels, but also how to live like a man, so you keep these hormones optimal. You don't want low testosterone levels. It's associated with a lot of different health problems and just a lower quality of life. So get up, get after it, and read the description down below. I've got a lot more info in there. Take care.